Callaway's, and I'm back to tell you what to plant in May, vegetable-wise. Okay, so we've kind of already talked about March and April, but May has some really fun things that you can plant. Cucumbers, squash, and watermelon. And let's be real, watermelon is like one of those all-time favorite summer fruits / vegetables, which I'll tell you a little bit about more. Okay, so let's talk about cucumbers. Cucumbers actually originated in India, but they have been cultivated for at least the last 3,000 years, and they were thought to have been introduced by the Greeks and the Romans. Additionally, back in the 16th century, the Spaniards introduced cucumbers to the Indians of the Great Plains, and they started growing cucumbers as well as watermelon, which we'll talk about later on. Okay, so let's talk about our first type of cucumber, and that is the burpless cucumber. Okay, that makes me laugh, and clearly it's all about a cucumber that literally won't make you burp. Both the American and the Asian varieties of the burpless cucumber were actually designed genetically to not have the compound in it that causes people to burp. How nice is that? It's also a much sweeter cucumber. It's got a thinner skin, and I think we've already said it, but it's seedless, which is so nice. Okay, our next cucumber we're going to talk about is the straight 8 cucumber. It's actually an heirloom cucumber, and it gets its name because it is a perfectly straight 8-inch long cucumber with great flavor, a really nice dark green color, and it's perfect for slicing. So that's another great one for your garden. Okay, so some care tips for cucumbers. You want to make sure they get plenty of sun. They need to be spaced between 36 and 60 inches apart to grow, so they have enough space. And you want to make sure that soil stays consistently moist. You want to water about 1 inch every week. That's really important. It needs that water to keep growing. With cucumbers, you want to make sure they do get that water, because if they are underwatered, they end up with a really bad taste, kind of oddly shaped. And the nice thing about cucumbers is just go ahead and start picking them once you think you're ready to use them, because the more of the cucumbers you pull off those vines, the more it'll produce. Okay, now on to squash. So there are quite a few varieties of squash out there. However, it's really interesting to realize that one of the most common varieties of squash dates back almost 10,000 years ago. However, there's been a debate since the mid-1800s of where this squash was actually grown the first time. Squash is also used in quite a bit of cooking, but in very different ways. In India, it's served with seafood. In France, it's actually used as a gratin or as a soup. In Sicily, it's actually used as a pie filling with cheese, butter, all of the good, very fattening things that, Italians are known for, which we love. And in Japan, it's actually fried tempura style with a variety of their dishes. Who would have thought? There's so many uses for this. Okay, so the first squash we're going to talk about is the yellow crookneck squash. This is an heirloom squash. It's easy to grow, it's very prolific, and it's quick to mature. It actually gets its name because the neck of that squash is slightly crooked. I mean, look at them being so festive with their naming. It's best to harvest this when the skins are soft. Okay, on to our next squash. Okay, next we're going to talk about the aristocrat zucchini. These are actually known for their abundant yields of summer squash. An interesting fact about the aristocrat is it actually was the winner of the 1973 All-American Selections prize. Think about it. It has totally stood the test of time in home gardens because it does so well. The aristocrat is great. It can be served raw or used with dips. You can cook it. You can use it in so many different ways. But be sure, I know your mother probably taught you this, but always remember to wash your zucchini or any fruits and vegetables before you eat them. Okay, finally, we're going to talk about spaghetti squash. We all know spaghetti squash. We see them on videos all over the internet. It's a great thing to use. It looks just like spaghetti. It's super easy to use in quite a few different ways. Something to keep in mind with the spaghetti squash is you want to make sure it stays on the vine as long as possible. And you'll know when it's ripe when the skin has that very nice pale yellow color. Also, spaghetti squash is an heirloom squash. Okay, now let's talk about how to grow your squash. Okay, just like the cucumbers, our squash loves to get all of that sun. They like to get their suntan on. I mean, be real, I do too. You want to make sure that you're keeping your plants properly watered. However, kind of water just a little bit away from the base of the plant. You don't want to set up any sort of mildew in there. And for our aristocrat and our crookneck, you want to go ahead and pick those when they're on the smaller side. However, like I mentioned earlier with our spaghetti squash, let it really keep growing, and once you see that beautiful pale yellow skin, then it's ready to pick. Okay, now then let's talk about watermelons. Okay, watermelons. It is a summertime favorite. And here's the fun thing, I mentioned it at the beginning of the video, but watermelons are considered both a fruit and a vegetable. Many gardeners, home gardeners, tend to think of them as vegetables because they're grown right there next to all of your favorite summer veggies. However, because they have their seeds in them, they can be considered a fruit as well. Did you know the watermelons, and this is where they kind of get their name, are 92% water? I mean, that's absolutely insane. And the largest watermelon on record was actually grown back in 2013 in Tennessee, and it weighed in at a whopping 350 pounds. That's huge. To put it into perspective, that's about the average weight of an NFL linebacker. Talk about big. That was a good watermelon, I can guess. One of our favorite watermelons to grow is the Crimson Sweet watermelon. It is a beautiful light green melon with the dark stripes, and it actually has great flavor and a really nice sweet taste to it. Hence why they call it Crimson Sweet. It's a really nice dark red inside with the dark seeds, and it is actually a nice disease-resistant plant. The vines are really not susceptible to so many of the diseases, which is really nice. And your watermelons will grow up to about 25 pounds. That's great. Okay, now some care tips for your watermelon. You want, again, the watermelon loves that nice full sun. Plant them between 36 and 60 inches apart. And you want to keep that soil nice and moist until the watermelon are about the size of tennis balls. After that, only water when the soil is actually dry to the touch. Additionally, you'll know that the watermelons are ready to harvest when the rain turns from a bright green to a little bit more of a dull green. And then you get to enjoy them all summer